This is Ari's walk-up song. She came in a little too early, but we'll kick it off. Good morning, Amanda Danelle. Welcome in. We're kind of disjointed here, trying to get everything up to speed. I'm slow this morning. Did not want to get up. There we go. All right, so let me pull up some news here because I want to talk about some news stuffy. You went to bed way too early. I don't have that problem. I wish I had that problem. Did a deep clean and it worked. All right. Weekend was good, although I think we got a sick kid. I think he's sore throat, fever again yesterday. So this is the same kid who had, anaphylactic reaction to an antibiotic because he's already allergic to amoxicillin, and so they put him on Keflex, and he had an anaphylactic reaction to that earlier this year, like in February, I think, or March. Went, 2 trips to the ER. Not a fun experience for him, so he's a little apprehensive about getting this again because he knows it's going to be more antibiotics. I hope he doesn't have to go back. I had a strep problem and I don't react to amoxicillin. Yeah, so he's on amoxicillin he's allergic to, Keflex, so I think they ended up doing a Z-Pack. So zithromycin, I think is what they ended up. Good morning, Mr. Clean. Welcome in, sir. How was your weekend? Oh yeah, I forgot to share out the live. I got to share out the live. Post it to my story. And we'll share it out to a bunch of people. I'm loving the walk-up songs. It's gonna take me a while to get back into the groove of things. We'll send it out to every Bobby might be coming in later. I know Anna won't be up that early. My boy David won't be up that early. Dr. Zach. Yeah, we're mutuals on here, but I don't think he's ever come into my live. It's fine. It is what it is. Whatever. I try to pop into everybody's live that I can get to. We're just gonna keep hitting everybody. There we go. Send it out separately. I mean, it definitely seemed to knock his out, so that was good. But gosh, I hope he doesn't have to get it again. Good morning, Holly. Welcome in. I think I'm gonna have to do "Who Let the Dogs Out" for you. I think it might have to be your walk-up song. Kim R. and Aesthetic. Good morning. How are you doing? It's Monday. Who else is working today? Oh, look, Ari. Is this your song, Ari? Now it's just in the rotation. Everybody's walk-up song is in the regular live stream rotation too. Amanda's working. I'm working today. It's the start of my long week, so I work 5 out of 7 days this week, and then the 2 days that I'm not working at the hospital, I run rescue. Not, super long, but while the kids are in school, I'll run rescue. Ooh. Block. Block, block, block. No spamming in here. And mute that, and you're gone. No. Yeah, there we go. Man, 2 times we get to hear your song. Okay, to the news. This is the news that I wanted to get to today. All right, so you have to bear with me. We're gonna kind of read through this like it was a newscast kind of thing. So the discontinuation of levothyroxine in adults aged 60 years or older. And this is for adults who are on Levo or Synthroid and still have somewhat of a functioning thyroid. This does not apply to those without a thyroid. So if you had a thyroidectomy, this total thyroidectomy, this is not related to you. So a new study published in JAMA suggests that some older adults taking levothyroxine for hypothyroidism may not need the medication long term. Researchers in the Netherlands followed 370 adults aged 60 and older as they gradually reduced their thyroid medication under medical supervision. After 1 year, about 26% were able to safely stop taking levothyroxine while maintaining normal thyroid hormone levels. The success rate was even higher, nearly 64% for patients taking lower doses, 50 micrograms per day or less. Now, researchers say the findings raise important questions about whether lifelong thyroid hormone therapy is always necessary in older adults, especially for those originally treated for mild or subclinical hypothyroidism. Patients in the study did not experience major declines in thyroid related quality of life after stopping the medication. Experts emphasize the patients should never discontinue levothyroxine on their own, but instead work closely with their healthcare providers for careful monitoring and repeat labs. The study highlights a growing focus on de-prescribing unnecessary medications in older adults to reduce side effects and medication burden. So I thought that was a really interesting study. Now, again, that is a very specific subset of people who take that medication. So not for everybody. And if you don't have a thyroid, that certainly does not apply to you. And never, ever, ever stop taking a medication that has been prescribed without speaking to your doctor and under their supervision. Not safe. Now, the other story I want to talk about was I think this came out last month in April, but I just saw it. It is an 18-year-old who is about to become Florida State University's youngest nurse ever. 18-year-old Florida woman is making history as the youngest graduate ever from the Florida State University College of Nursing. Demetria Coley will graduate with her Bachelor's of Science in Nursing after an accelerated academic journey that began years ahead of schedule. Coley earned her associate degree at just 15 years old and later transferred to FSU to pursue nursing. She says her inspiration came from her late mother, a NICU nurse who died from ovarian cancer in 2020. During nursing school, Coley gained experience through volunteer work in the emergency department and preceptorship in neonatal intensive care unit, where she discovered her passion for NICU nursing. She says nursing appealed to her because of the opportunity to build close relationships with patients and families, not just treat illness. Coley now plans to continue her career in neonatal nursing, following in her mother's footsteps and serving as an inspiration for young people pursuing careers in healthcare. What a great story that is. That's impressive. 18, graduating from college at 18. I was dreading going to college at 18. Holly's going out. We'll be back. All right, Holly. Anyone else having issues seeing Gary? I don't know. Do I not? Can you not see me? I see. I look okay on the preview monitor. A month of amoxicillin? Oh, that's too long. Tear up your stomach, I think. Yikes. Oh, so maybe it's just maybe Holly's in, I guess, having trouble. Okay, Juliet can see me. Good morning, Juliet. Welcome in. Legal nurse leads in the house. Legal nurse leads, did you send me a walk up song? I don't know if you, I can't remember if you did or not. Somebody's being naughty, or at least TikTok naughty. Not like actually naughty, but like you said something that TikTok did not like. And I cannot undo that because I don't even get to see it. I used to be able to see it and approve it, but now I can't do that anymore. No, you've been trying to think of what you want. All right, well, think of it and let me know. You got to send me a DM though. Don't leave it here in the comments because it'll be in one ear and out the other. Love the head shape, man. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. It's pretty good. I don't know. I was nervous when I shaved my head. I was worried I was gonna have like a weird head, and I think I got lucky. Right now, I really like this one. That's a great head shape, man. I've been printing all kinds of stuff. Do I need it? No, but this I actually need. It's a little desktop trash can because I've always got junk on my desk, and this is gonna help me keep it clean. And then I printed all it's got like a little tilt lid that you can drop in. So yeah, entirely unnecessary. I'll have to continue to do the clinical nurse instructor stuff just to pay for all of the 3D printing stuff. And that's you go through filament like crazy. Like you use a lot of it. I printed a full on stormtrooper helmet for my 10-year-old, and of course, it's like cosplay, so it's not just to print it and wear it. You've gotta sand it and spray paint it and, tape it and all that kinda stuff. And now we're even looking at getting a voice modulator so he can sound like an actual stormtrooper. And why are we doing this? Is this for Halloween? No, this is just for fun because it's what we do. We have way too many bones for that. Mm. Let's see. There was something else in the news I wanted to talk about. And this my rundown for all the lives, it's not like I'm building on it. And initially, eventually, it will be kind of like this is what we talked about. These are the big stories that we talked about today, or at least that I talked about. Kind of read the news story, and this is available if you go to my link tree. You can find it in there. All right, so there's a news story. Uh, a lot of this I get from nurse.org. There are some other sources that I get it from, like JAMA is one. I get an email from JAMA, I guess daily and weekly with the latest news. All right, so here's another one. This one's really good if you work in the ER. This is really interesting, and I did not know this. Of course, it just came out. Again, this is a JAMA article. A new trial shows no significant benefit of tenecteplase or TNK prior to endovascular thrombectomy. A newly published study in JAMA is raising questions about whether a common clot busting medication, TNK, provides additional benefits for some stroke patients undergoing emergency procedures. Researchers studied nearly 400 patients in China who suffered ischemic strokes caused by major artery blockages between 4.5 and 24 hours after symptom onset. Patients were randomly assigned to receive either a clot dissolving drug, tenecteplase, before endovascular thrombectomy or thrombectomy alone. Thrombectomy is the minimally invasive procedure used to physically remove a clot from the brain. The study found no significant difference in long term recovery between the two groups. About 44% of patients who received tenecteplase before the procedure achieved functional independence after 90 days, compared to 43% of patients who underwent thrombectomy alone. Researchers also noted a slightly higher rate of bleeding in patients who received the medication first. That makes sense. The findings suggest that for stroke patients arriving directly to hospitals already capable of performing thrombectomy, adding intravenous tenecteplase in the later treatment window may not improve outcomes. Experts say the results could help guide for, future stroke treatment protocols and emergency department decision making. And this was published in JAMA last week. So we just switched to TNK last year. So this is apropos to what we do. And I will be taking this to our stroke coordinator and asking if they have seen this study. I don't think it will guide any immediate decisions. However, I do think it's important that we're aware of this. It is very interesting because, like, we literally just switched from TPA to TNK, and we have given TNK quite a bit lately because they meet that standard after they've been assessed and a neurologist has seen them. Man, my captions are glitching on my screen. And TikTok's doing weird stuff, like, my banners are gone again. I used to have banners up here and, like, that little, the little yellow heart thing, they're not there anymore, not an option. I don't know what's going on. Like, all my boards are gone. I used to have, like, 7 boards that I would choose from, usually just 1. But, yeah. So what other interesting news have y'all seen? I keep getting comments on old posts, like when I did the post on Joint Commission coming in the drinks, and then people are like, "Oh, well, Joint Commission says they don't care about those. That's not their rule." And it's like, just because Joint Commission tells you something does not mean that it is in good faith 100% true. So yes, while it is true that Joint Commission does not make the rule that says you cannot have drinks as the bloodborne pathogen rule, it is an OSHA rule. I'm well aware of that. In fact, it's CFR 29 1910 1030. That's the code that says you cannot have drinks in a place where there could be possible contamination. And that's a nurse's station, right? Because we all label blood there, even though we're not supposed to. Not all of us, but we bring stuff back to the nurse's station to get things done. And while Joint Commission doesn't write that rule, Joint Commission enforces that rule. If they see that you are failing to comply with that OSHA rule, they will and do cite you for it. That is why most hospitals and facilities are still strict about not having drinks when there is a site visit by Joint Commission. If Joint Commission didn't care, the hospitals certainly wouldn't care, but they still do care because they will get cited for it. The only person I saw get breaks was an OR nurse. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been in the OR long enough. I did like a 2-week stint like a long time ago, like in 2015 maybe when I did my residency. Um, but I don't know. I don't remember if they got breaks. I guess that, if they canceled a surgery, man, they're probably like, yes. Oh, they get their breaks. Oh yeah. I don't know. I like the appeal of working in the OR is that um your patients are sedated and intubated usually, right? That appeals to me, but the monotony of a surgery theater is not something I aspire for. Huge break rooms. Okay, well now you're selling me on it, Ari. Like I don't know. It's I've heard horror stories about the surgeons, being mean and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Because the docks and stuff use it up too. They're huge. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's like a OR team. You have a designated drink park area at work. Yeah, we don't even have one of those. Like we just like gotta hide them. Now, when I other hospitals I worked at, we had those, mats that like the drink mat. You would put your drinks on those because those were microbial or antimicrobial mats or whatever. They were going to stop the germs. Okay. I saw one standoffish surgeon, but then I met a really nice one. I mean, there's definitely nice ones out there, but I think there's definitely not nice ones too. So I still do not have a stream key for TikTok, which is kind of. But again, I don't know. I don't know. Like my lives have not been getting pushed out as much, so as they have been in the past. Like there was a time where I was averaging like over 100 per live, and now we're like back down into like the teens and 20s. That's all right because it's the usual crew, and y'all are great. And the clips that we get out of this that I can share out later are great too. So I'm gonna tap that screen. I encourage y'all to do the same thing, and if you don't mind, share it out with other people, whether they come or not. Doesn't matter. TikTok just likes you to share it out. Mm. It's raining today, so the coffee tastes particularly good. And I think I have one more story I want to get to because I write these like I do. I used to write news stories. I got from 160 plus for multiple days to like 40 the next day. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like I would say normally I average 40, 50 is like my average. And then like I had this time where I got up to like 100 to 150 for like a week or two where I was averaging a lot. And I was getting like 100 followers a day. And that was great. And then it kind of back down. Yeah, we didn't get any storms yesterday, although it's looking like we might get some today. And of course, I'm working, but it's a good day. Like when it's raining, that's a good day to work because I'm not missing out on anything that needs to be done. I got all the yard work done. I mean, I worked until like 9 Saturday because I knew yesterday we were going to be at the baseball game, and so I was like, I gotta get the yard work done. But I also had to finish the closet, which I finished that fucking closet. I hate that closet, but I got it done. Yeah, 'cause I'm not a carpenter. I did my best. If for what we needed, it serves its purpose, right? It's a linen closet. We're just gonna stack a bunch of fucking towels in there. Like, it's just gonna be so many towels. You're not gonna be able to see the shelves, so it doesn't really matter what they look like. And if you watch the video, yes, I know that the front of the edges are not painted. I know that. Just wanted to get the damn shelves up. I gotta go back and paint. I think my wife is gonna go back in and paint them. I don't think I'm painting them. So, but I did all the cutting and nailing and all that stuff. So look, if you ever work with a nail gun, like an air compressed nail gun. I know they've got the battery operated ones. I don't have that. I have air compressor one, which is loud as fuck, right? So if you put that in your house, you better tell everybody get out because those things are loud. Um, so here's some things that I learned about a nail gun. One, if you're using an air compressor, you need to dial back the pressure in the tank or to the tool. There's two pressures that you will see, at least on mine. There is the tank pressure. That's how much air pressure is compressed in the tank, and then there's how much of that gets pushed out to the tool. Tools require a different amount of pressure. This particular tool required no more than 100 psi. It was set to like 130. So the first time I used it, the nail probably went straight through the shelf and into the stud. It is not holding anything because it's too much pressure. So you got to dial that back. The other thing is that at least my nail air compressed tool, I've been using the wrong word. Um, that one has two sides. I didn't know this. One side, which I think is the left side, is for 16 gauge, which is just like IVs are larger, and that is for that side. The other side is for 18 gauge, which are smaller, um, and they have like these little rails. So depending on the length, you got to like push it down, and it sits into this little bevel for depending on the length. So like 5/8, 1 inch, 1 1/4, those kind of things. So I learned a whole bunch about how to put up shelves, and more importantly, I learned how not to put up shelves. Split quite a bit of wood there. All right, going back to the comments, I think I saw somebody peek in here, and that means we have the opportunity to play a walk-up song. That's El Massey's, and one of my favorite songs right now. This is heavy in my rotation. I mean, come on. How great is that? El Massey, that is my favorite walk-up song. I love all the other ones, but that one, I heard that, I was like, "How have I not heard this song? This is so fire." Justin D, what's up, man? I think I need a walk-up song for you too, bro. Gary, what was grocery shopping like in the 80s? I don't know. I was a kid. Like I was a teenager. I was not trusted with such things. It was a lot cheaper. I know that. El Massey, thanks for the daily heart me. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know, right? I heard that and I was like, what? How is this not just like off the charts? Mr. Clean, but now you have a zombie apocalypse. Well, yeah, but like you have to have electricity for that because it's got to, it uses electricity to do the air compressor. Now, if you have a battery operated one, like with a, as long as you have solar power, I guess I have solar panels. I mean, I could charge it, but it's not portable at all. Little Jimmy Eat World here on a Monday morning. At to 36. That's more like it. Don't forget to tap that screen, get your daily engagement points. Our friend Michelle messaged me, said she's been AWOL because she was back in the ER. So I haven't gotten any updates on her. So we wish her well and hope that she's doing okay. One new message. That's Justin. Guess who's kayaking tomorrow? You doing live? Are you going live tomorrow, man? If you are, don't forget to send me an invite if I'm available. Even if I can only like put it on play, I might not be able to chat, but I'll put it on play. All right. So Justin D is going to go live from his kayak. Is this your new kayak? Do you finally get everything hooked up? Well, that'd be cool, man. Can our groceries get cheaper? I don't think so. So, diesel prices are absurd, like well over $5 here. And of course, when diesel prices go up, that means the cost of everything they ship goes up, which is everything that we buy. So food, everything that you buy is going to get more expensive. I mean, I'm paying, I think our gas is 220 or 429 a gallon. So yeah, like my truck, if my truck's on an empty tank, it's gonna be well over $100 to fill up mine. I had to fill up 3/4 of a tank, and it was $92 for 3/4 of a tank. So yeah. Now I used to drive a Hyundai Sonata because way better gas mileage. I'm not really keen on driving my truck to work because it's a long drive and it uses a lot of gas. But that car, um crossed the whatever version of the car automobile rainbow bridge a year ago, blew two fuel rod heads, and they were like, "You need a new engine." And I was like, "I just spent $2,600 on the suspension, right?" Because they're like, "Hey, this car is great. It's got 180,000 miles or whatever it was. We're gonna drive it until it falls apart." And that was literally home. I picked it up after having $2,600 worth of suspension work done. I literally got to my house and it just conked out. Like the engine completely shut off and I coasted in. And I called them, was like, what happened? They're like, we don't know. Like, we just did the suspension. We didn't touch the engine, but they came and towed it for free and they tore it apart. And they were like, oh, dude, two fuel rods are gone. And like, you're gonna need a new engine. I was like, oh, well, no, I don't. They were like, if it was us, we'd just get rid of it. Engine's gonna cost more than the car's worth because it was like 8,000 for a new engine on a 2009 Hyundai Sonata. No thanks. If I want to spend $8,000, I'll put it towards a new car. So that's why I'm driving my truck to work. Not because I want to, it's because that is the only option. We have a minivan that is like for kid transport, and then like my wife's got an old CRV that is what she drives. But we're hoping that that lasts longer too. That's even older than the Sonata, but it still runs great. Holly, thanks for the daily harmony. I appreciate that. Welcome back in. Apologize, I don't have the banner up here. I don't know what's going on with TikTok. Like, normally, my banner just shows up there. I can't even find my boards now, so I don't know what happened. I don't know if I accidentally changed a setting when I was messing around in it, which is very possible. It could be my fault. I like to blame TikTok because, they're easy targets. Oh, finally, TikTok is letting me see you 30 minutes later. That's weird. Yeah, I think TikTok's doing some weird stuff lately. Oh, the Honda Civic. That's a good one, especially the older Civics. Yeah, you can't hear the music on YouTube because it's all routed through my phone. That's why there's no music on YouTube. That's why I'm hoping to get a stream key because if I have a stream key for TikTok, then I can just run it all through one streaming platform and everybody will get music, everybody will get everything. But we're not there yet. So the only place you're gonna hear music, and plus, um, like YouTube is a much more strict about blocking your videos if you have like copyright. You TikTok says they do, but they don't care. Only if somebody complains. Mr. Clean Drive. Okay, we're doing like what are we driving? What are we driving? We got a Civic. Mr. Clean drives a Camry. I've got a Ram 1500. I've always wanted a truck. My truck was a congratulations. We're glad you didn't die from COVID. That is why I got that truck because like I was touch and go for a few days. Like it like I wasn't sure I was gonna wake up. And so I managed to get through it. And my wife was like, "Do you want a truck?" And I was like, "What?" And she goes, "Do you want a truck?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I want a truck. You know, I want a truck." She goes, "All right, let's go get you a truck." So I think that was a we're glad that COVID didn't take you out. Here's your truck. So, and I love that truck. I mean, I love driving it. I don't like gassing it up like once a week for $100. That's not fun. So, just a 99 Ford F1. Is that F-150? I've never heard of F-159. 283,000 miles. Oh, that's one of those good Fords, not the newer Fords. Ari, your dad does the same, like, driving a truck, like, gassing up a truck once a week? Ugh. Ari has I have a 2018, and I think 10 is one of the best. Oh, I gotcha. Michaela, we got somebody new in here. Well, newish today. Just got a new job in peds heme onc. Any others in here? Any other peds heme onc nurses in here? Are you a nurse or do you work in another field? Doctor? I don't know. This is mostly nursing driven, but we do get physicians and pharmacists in here from time to time if they decide to slum it with us. Oh gosh, yeah. That's why I try not to let my tank get down to less than half, just because I'm paranoid and I like to make sure that I have enough gas in the tank just to make sure if I need to bug out, because I keep a bug out bag in my truck. Like I could live independently for like at least a week if it was just me and my truck. Like if I got stranded somewhere. I still get my heated seats. Yes, I have heated seats and a heated steering wheel. Love it. The heated steering wheel is a game changer. Anna, welcome in, Anna. Good morning. Look, I saw your post about the heels. I don't know. Like you shouldn't like be posting that for free unless that was like a teaser. I mean, times are tough. Like I'm not faulting anybody. Like you got to do what you got to do, but I was like, "Oh, there's going to be some weirdos that love this post." And I know you thought the same thing. You thought the same thing. I bet how many favorites did you get on that video? I'd be surprised if you didn't get a few. Ah, Third Eye Blind. I love this song. This is a great song. I like so much of their music though. This is Wounded. This is not one of their more well-known ones. This is like a deeper dive on the track. None? Mm, all right. I'm surprised. I'd keep an eye out on that one. Does anybody know this song? Like off of their second album? I think it's Blue. Yeah, go check out her page. You'll know. You'll know. Oh, Anna knows this song. Like this was not like a single that they released off of it. It was a like on the track. You actually had to have the CD, and I don't remember this one getting a lot of radio play. But it's good. So Anna, we were talking before you popped on here. JAMA released a study. It was out of China, basically saying that there is no significant improvement in outcomes in stroke patients that had thrombectomy alone, and then those who received TNK, tenecteplase, prior to the thrombectomy. So there no significant outcome difference in outcome. And in fact, the ones with TNK, as you can imagine, had a little bit more bleeding. So it's a smaller study. There needs to be a across different facilities, and it needs to be repeated. But the evidence from that study indicates that maybe TNK is not the end all be all that we thought it was. Now, I mean, it's provided they arrive within that window. Yeah, and we just changed. Like within the last year, we switched from TPA to TNK. It was a process. Of course, it's the federal government, so it's everything's a process. Trying to get anything changed is a process. So we finally switched over, and now we're like, dang it, like we just got everybody on board with this protocol, and now we're gonna have to like review it again. Oh yeah, TNK is way better. Now there was a time when I was in flight school in 2020, the evidence actually was like very poor for giving TPA. At the time, TPA was the clot buster of choice. There was very little evidence to support that. Like, it was very anecdotal, and in fact, they had to stop, like, 3 of the studies because I was in flight school, and they kinda set us up for that. They're like, "How many people give TPA at your facility?" And, you know, "Does it work?" And blah, 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 blah. And then it was like, "Yeah, let's take a look at these studies that they did." They reviewed all these studies and a review of literature type study, and it was so weak. It was so weak. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Now that eventually changed. A couple of years ago, they did change it because they actually rated like, "Do we recommend this?" And it was like, "No, we don't." But now the evidence has swung toward that a few years ago, and now it looks like it might be swinging back. But that's why we continue to repeat these studies. Need bigger, bigger, bigger studies. Mr. Clean says I was just about to get into my teenage years when this song came out. I was out of college. I think what year was this? 2000, 99, 2000. But yeah, I was out of college. I was working in Charlottesville, Virginia as the weekend sports anchor when this song came out. 99. Yeah, I knew it was that's about yeah, because I remember driving around Charlottesville listening to this music with my in my 89, oh god, what did I drive? Pontiac 6000. It was an 89 Pontiac 6000. It was like a tank. It was like made of all metal, long, sagging headliner, and I had the aux, like the little tape aux cord, put it in the tape player and ran it through my CD player. Oh my gosh. Michaela, you hush now. I don't need a reminder of how old I am. 88 Chevy Caprice. Oh, nice. Yeah, we're going way back. And that car, I cracked the engine block cracked. It was making this knocking noise, like, so loud. I pulled into a mechanic. I went straight to a mechanic, and I pulled in, and I said, "Yeah, my engine's not sounding good." And he goes, "Oh, I know what's wrong with it." I was like, "What's wrong with it?" "You cracked your engine block. You need a new engine." And I was like, "Oh, seriously?" I was so poor at the time. Yeah, back when cars came with cassette players. Yes. And I know, right? So many babies in here. Dang. Ari's throwing out the negative numbers. I was negative 15. Ah, that's so old. Mm-mm-mm. Michaela was 3. All right, at least they're not negative numbers, right? I was born in 75. I know, right? Or as my kids like to say, the 1900s. Oh, you were born in the 1900s? Oh my god. You're about to be an only child. Yeah, the '80s were wild. All the things all the things that you see in the memes, nobody knew where we were. We literally would get on our bikes when the sun came up, and we'd watch morning cartoons on the weekends, like Saturday morning cartoons, and then we get on our bikes and we just go. Like, "We're going out, going down to so and so's house," and that was, like, one kid, and then, like, the rest of we'd go be all over the neighborhood, driving through the woods, like, riding our bikes through the woods. I mean, it's wild. You can't even imagine letting your kids do that today. Now, we're fortunate we live in a neighborhood that only has, like, 2 points of entry, and they're basically one street and the next street down, the only ways to get into the neighborhood, and we live on a cul-de-sac, so our kids don't get a lot of traffic around here. And there are, I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 other houses in the neighborhood with kids that they all know. And it's great because they will just ride their bikes around. They have Garmin watches that track their location. I can set up um, zones. So when they arrive at, say, the Smith's house, it'll be like, oh, they arrived at the Smith's house. They left the Smith house. So, and then we have like a telephone network, texting network with all the families. So, like, oh, hey, can you send Johnny and Billy home? Yep. Johnny, Billy, mom wants you home. Go and get. But they have free reign of our neighborhood. But like we want them to have that experience, but we also need to be cognizant of today's environment and that it is not safe like it was when we were kids. At least I don't think it's as safe as it was when we were kids. Like that was not a concern at all that someone was going to snatch us. Now, our kids see a white van and they go, "Oh, it's a kidnap van." Like that's literally what they say. "Oh, that's a kidnap van." I was like, "Yes, but any van can be a kidnap van." But whenever you see a car in the neighborhood that you don't know, stay away from it. I grew up in that farm life and it was the best. Oh, I think Anna grew up on a farm too. The only thing I think I would miss about being on a farm is like having other kids to play with, like that are close by, like just going over to someone's house. When I was in Michigan, we lived out in the woods, and that was not we didn't have neighborhoods like that. See, I remember some things. This is Beartooth. This is probably their most popular song. Yeah, I lived mostly a suburb life, except for that time in Michigan where we didn't live in a neighborhood. We lived out in the woods, in the Michigan woods. Anna knows what I'm talking about. Bears and elk and I don't know, moose, whatever else they have up there. It's like Upper Peninsula Michigan, so it's basically Canada. You were always at someone else's farm? No, we were all over the neighborhood, riding our bikes. I mean, that was back in the time when you could leave your bike out, like just leave it on your front yard. Now you wouldn't dream of doing that. Somebody would you're afraid somebody would come and take it. Presley. Good morning, Michelle. Welcome in. Lisa Magical. Thank you for the daily heart me. Ari's got a deer problem in Texas. I think there's deer problems everywhere. Like around here, we've got a lot of deer. It's I hit one in 2021. Thought I totaled. I was pretty sure they were going to total the CRV, and I couldn't believe it. They wanted to fix it, but at the time, getting a new car or like a used car was really expensive. This is like still in the throes of the pandemic, right? Yeah, and it ran out, and I hit it with a left front, the driver's side front, took out the fender and the front bumper and the light. I was like, "Oh, that's," and it kinda pushed back. I mean, it could still drive, and I thought, "Oh, that's too much damage for a 2008, right? They're gonna total it." Nope, they fixed it, and I mean, it's so far, knock on wood, it's driving great. Gordon got the elf? Welcome in from Melbourne, Australia. Good day. Michaela spent the week living in a neighborhood, riding my horse after school, family farm every weekend. Oh, that sounds nice. I've ridden horses a couple times. They scare the bejesus out of me. They're so big and strong, and like you are one heartbeat away from being thrown. They're beautiful. I love horses. I mean, they are beautiful creatures. I just have not been around them enough to feel comfortable. And I've seen, I mean, as an ER nurse, I have seen what they can do. We just had a deer jump off a second story parking lot at the hospital on Saturday. Oh no. I'm sure that did not end well. I mean, that's a trauma alert for sure, right? All right, my childhood was in the 2000s. I don't know. I feel like maybe every generation feels this way. Like I feel for the future, like the current generations. Like I feel like y'all missed out on a lot, and I'm sure like our parents feel like we missed out on a lot that they got to have. I don't know. I don't know what point we go like, "Oh man, you guys got it so much better than we did." No. Like I feel like social media and technology and cell phones, I feel like that has really kind of taken away and detracted from so much of a childhood experience, like being outside and doing things and anxiety that they create. I feel like that has become a very real problem to the point that they are studying this in like psychology and even healthcare, the damage that these things are doing. Australia, we have somebody in here from Australia. Gordon got the elf. I mean, I think they just passed a law, national law, that you cannot have social media under the age of 16. Gordon, isn't that correct? They passed some legislation that limits teenagers' access to social media, and because they found that it's so detrimental to their mental health. Yes, okay, and I'm on board with that. I think that's great. I wish we would do that here, but no, you can't infringe on that right. We can infringe on so many other rights, but not that one. No, teenagers must have access to brainwashing material. Med Sheeran, welcome in. What's going on? The Ginger PA. How you doing, man? I love the posts that you've been doing. The brain dumps, that stuff's great. Hey, if you're still in here, I have a question for you, Med. Um, what is the difference? I could Google this, but we've got a GIPA in here. He can answer it if he's willing to. What is the difference between, like, say, benefiber and Metamucil? They're both like a fiber, right? But like, what is the difference between those two? Because I take the benefiber, I put that in my coffee. It's great because you can't taste it, but it is different in some way from like the Metamucil. So what are the repercussions for a child being on social media in Australia? I think it is. Uh, the studies everywhere show that it is detrimental to their mental health, like the bullying and the unrealistic expectations. Mayonnaise is not an instrument. What did I say? Did I say something? Oh, Gordon the elf says it's Gordon got the elf says it's been accepted quite well. That's good. I think it should be. I mean, we didn't have social media growing up, and we did fine without it. Is there a fine? Oh yeah, I don't know. That'd be a question. Maybe Gordon might have a better answer for that. I want to have a, and that's funny because I do. I love me some mayonnaise too. Oh, speaking of which, this is my ADHD brain. Donkey sauce. Have y'all ever tried donkey sauce? Is it Guy Fieri? Fieri? I don't know how to say his last name. He has something called donkey sauce for hamburgers. That stuff's good. You can put it on anything, like sandwiches. And I'm gonna gross y'all out here. And you're gonna look. I'm gonna say this, and y'all are gonna laugh and mock, and that's fine. I get it, but I'm telling you, don't knock it till you tried it. Even thinking about it, I'm like, that sounds disgusting, but it tastes good. Peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwich. Here come, bring it on. Come on, I'm ready. Fire away. Good morning, Kimberly. Oh, Kimberly's in the house. Uh, this is Farrell Kimberly. She told me to pick a song, and this is what I picked for her. TikTok rights revoked. I need to get the one with the goat screaming. Have you seen the video of Taylor Swift listening to that, where they played that clip with when it gets to the part, "Lying on the cold hard ground," and then the goat screams? Oh my god, I was in tears. Gypsy RN, thank you for the Daily Harmony. I appreciate that. Welcome in. REK, I agree. Mayo and peanut butter sounds disgusting. It really does. Like, just even making it, I'm like, how do you eat this stuff? And then you take a bite and you're like, man, that's really good. That's really good. Don't knock it till you tried it. None you're right. No, I'm not trying that. Absolutely not. Let's see. Butter and peanut butter. Yeah, I can see that sounds more like that sounds more appetizing than peanut butter and mayonnaise. Oh, Med Sheeran responded to the question. Sorry, Matt, I've got ADHD, man. Like, I'm all over the place. I ask a question and then, like, I immediately move on. All right, here we go. Just different types. Benefiber is soluble fiber, but Metamucil is both soluble and insoluble. Okay, so the difference between those, I guess the question is, which one is more, I guess Metamucil is more likely to produce a bowel movement, right? Like, that's gonna help move things along. Is Benefiber more like just to make sure you get that dietary fiber? Oh, peanut butter and bananas? I've heard that. I can't just eat Elizabeth, I cannot just do peanut butter sandwiches. It's gotta have something jelly, mayonnaise. See, just saying it out loud doesn't sound right. Those things do not go together. What was it Elvis ate? What did he have? He had what did he have? Oh, man, I gotta scroll down here. Peanut butter and bananas are fire. Yeah, I've had that. That's not bad. I'm gonna pin this comment up here. There we go. Yeah, we haven't seen Ames this morning. Oh, belated happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I hope you all had a wonderful day yesterday. Thank you for all that you do. And I made a post about this, and um, I think it rings true today, always. If you wonder if you are being a good mom, just remember bad moms don't ask that question because they don't care. So that means you're doing fine. Smarty Pants Nurse, good morning. Welcome in. So Metamucil is a bit more effective, but some people can have a lot of bloating. Oh, I got you. Yeah, because you can take that. Like I've read the instructions, you can take that quite a bit. I was like, that seems like an awful lot. Like I'm not ready for that. Also, if you decide to do that, like if your doctor wants you on that or whatever, the no sugar added doesn't taste much different. So if you're concerned about calorie count or carbs or whatever, the no sugar added version of that is so much better. And also, I've tried generic versions of Metamucil. They are terrible. They do not dissolve nearly as well. I would spend the extra and just get the Metamucil. Like, I don't get paid to say that. I'm just telling you from personal experience. The generic stuff does not dissolve well, at least the kind I got. I don't remember where he got it from. Probably Costco or something like that. But the brand name is so much better, and you don't need the added sugar. Doesn't taste much different. Save you some calories. Yeah, you do, man. You get those paid sponsorships. That's what you need. Oh, soluble makes a stool softener. Insoluble keeps it moving down the pipeline. Well, see, we're learning stuff today, man. Dig it. Pin that one too. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. You find him as the Ginger PA. It's weird because like what your display name is and what your username is are hard, not always easy to search for. Lisa Magical is an ER nurse that has many holes. I can verify that generic Metamucil is. It is, yes, that's right. Anna, we're in here talking shit. Janet Larkin's back in. Thanks for stopping back through. Juliet, I love that post. It made me feel better about. Oh, good. I'm glad. Look, being a kid, I mean, being a parent to a kid these days is tough, right? I mean, it's hard. There's so many things to stress about. There's so many things to worry about. Um, you know, I feel like kids have so much more pressure on them than ever before. I think somebody was talking about the social media aspect of kids and what the detriment is. I feel like the studies, I think Dr. Tracy Tyson, who's a pediatrician, she did a post about this not too long ago about how the studies are showing that IQs are going down in kids. And the theory is that is because of social media, access to electronic devices, and not using critical thinking skills like we used to use. So, my kids do have screen time. They do. However, when there are so many kids in the neighborhood, I think Saturday they were outside. I think they played almost for like 9 hours straight. I mean, and they didn't come in until 9 o'clock at night when it got just too dark. And the other kids were finally like, my parents said we have to come home. And that's what I love. I love that they're outside, exhausted, playing. They do get screen time for sure, but they would much rather be outside playing. As soon as that doorbell rings or as soon as it's late enough for them to go check to see if the kids are out, they are on their bikes and, like, ringing doorbells. Oh my gosh, your daughter vomited while skydiving? Oh, that's not good. Was she tandem? Oh, that poor tandem instructor. Oh. Ben, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Don't forget to share it out. Don't forget to tap that screen. Get your daily engagement points if you are of that persuasion. Oh gosh. I mean, I can't imagine that's the first time that's happened, but oh, I bet your daughter, I bet she just felt awful. I mean, in many respects, like physically awful, emotionally awful. Oh, and don't forget, you can go to Med Sheeran's page and you actually can get coffee mugs with some pretty clever sayings on it. I'm debating on which one I want because, like, I will most likely have it at work, so I need it to be, like, sort of appropriate. No, he's really cool and started, what is that? And started theory lean into her shirt if she oh, interesting. I guess, I mean, could he roll on his back? This is before the chute deployed, before they pulled the ripcord? Oh god, I feel bad. Was it just the motion sickness? Like, Mr. Clean, "No, Costco is perfect in every way. Hail Costco." They are pretty good. And for protein shakes, like, you can't beat their prices. Like, the price for, an 18 pack is about the same as a 16 pack or 15 pack at the grocery store. And Oikos are my go-to. I love Oikos as my protein shakes. Fear puke, yeah, that makes sense. Like, voice command. Oh, yeah, yeah. If you ever see a misspelling on my post, it's probably because I was using voice to text. Oh, vomit into her shirt, and he was safe. Oh, that's good. Okay, so they cover that before. I've never been skydiving. Don't think I ever will. There's only, like, I could see, like, if I was somehow told that I only had a certain amount of time left on this planet, maybe I would just be like, "Eh, what the heck? I'm gonna go. Might as well." That's right. Lisa Magical, that's right. From vomit into protein shakes, true ER nurse. Right. Doesn't phase me in the least. Ames is in the house. We were just talking about you. Happy belated Mother's Day. I saw your post over on the book. Y'all look great. Were your ears burning? Is that why you popped into live? You're like, wait, it's weird. Does anybody else say that? Your ears are burning? Like if somebody's like, oh, we were just talking about you. Oh, my ears were burning. It is. Oh, yeah. We got so many great intros. Let's see. Who have we not had today? Bobby from Boston. We haven't seen her yet. I don't know if we'll see her today. Let's see. Haven't seen Michelle, our Canadian paramedic friend. We've had Kimberly, we've had Ari, Mr. Clean, Ames, and El Massey was in earlier. Yeah, that's it. Those are the only ones I have right now. We still need one for Holly. Oh, you say that too? Okay, yeah. You've been understandably AWOL, and that's understandable. But if you want a walk up song, you just let me know. I've got a whole bank of audio empty spaces. We will throw it in there. You just tell me, you send me a DM with what you want, and I'll program it in. Doesn't take but like 30 seconds. Easy, easy money. What is a saying that you guys have at your department? Like we've got a few at my department, and one of them is easy money. So whenever like we think we're having a rough day, we just look at each other and be like, "Hey, easy money, bro. Easy money." because it's a lot easier than if we were somewhere else. The other thing we say is a bad day here is better than a good day at the neighboring hospital. Amen. All right, so I'm gonna all you need is ginger and Jesus. Oh, I like that easy breezy beautiful. Somebody like every now and then, this is something I say, and people look at me like, especially the younger ones, they don't get it. And somebody like, "Oh man, he looks pretty good." I was like, "Maybe it's Maybelline," and they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm so old." Yeah, right. Or I'll be like, "Calgon, take me away," and they'll be like, What are you talking about? What is Calgon?" Ugh. I work along work alone, but still talk to myself. I do that too. People are like, "Are you talking to me?" I'm like, "No, I'm talking to myself." I'm like, "Okay, just making sure. I wasn't didn't require a response from me. That's I just want to make sure." And my coworkers do that too. I'll hear them mumbling. I'll be like, "Hey, did you need something?" "No, I'm just talking to myself." Like, "All right, cool. Are the voices talking to you?" That's right. Oh man, where's the beef? Remember that? That was a great campaign. Sometimes you need an expert opinion. Oh, not today. Yep, I've heard that one too. Mm-mm, not today. Not today, Satan. Oh, like Ari's sitting here going, I have no idea. I'm gonna have to Google all of this stuff. I don't know what any of this means. One of the best, Gary. Which one? The Where's the beef? That was a great one. I've fallen and I can't help. I've fallen and I can't get up. Ryan, I took NCLEX a while ago, maxed out my time. Have you gotten the results back yet? Yeah, we're waiting. Kimberly, I get mad at myself because I need to pause and go pee. That's a nice thing about oh, that's a good one. Is it live or is it Memorex? Remember the dude sitting in the chair and like the sound system just blowing him away? Don't know. I'm worried. All right. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed. Let's all send positive vibes to Ryan, waiting on the results of his NCLEX. Do they still do the trick? I think they still do the trick where if you wait a couple days and you try to re-register to take it, if it lets you re-register, that means you did not pass. But if it blocks you from registering or gives you an error message, that means that you did pass. I think they still do that trick. That's the way we had to do it. Yeah. So, Ryan, I will tell you, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Like some people get worried because I think the NCLEX Next Gen 85 is the new lowest number you can take. But they have found that there's no significant difference between people who get all the questions and the people who get yeah, where it shuts off after the minimum. There's not really a big difference, and I wouldn't worry too much about it. But yeah, just hang in there. And if for some reason you don't, it's not the end of the world. You know, throw yourself a little tiny pity party and then get right back into it. Cause this is just, it's how do you take a test, right? It's just trying to measure, can you be on a very basic level, a safe nurse by using a certain type of thinking modality. So just hang in there and don't worry about it. I have known really good nurses who had to take it 3 times. It is a test that does that makes everybody take it the same way, and there's a reason for that, but not everybody is really good at taking a particular type of test. You just gotta learn how to play the game. Once you learn how to play the game, you'll be okay. So hang in there. Scrubs Coffee Chaos, thanks for liking live, appreciate that. Welcome in. Now we're back up to, like, the 30 to 50 range, which is usually where we're at. Kimberly sending you good vibes. That's Feral Kimberly too, by the way. All right, we're down to the last 8 minutes or so. I'm gonna jump off here at 7:45. Got to get ready for work, get the kids for school. I think my wife was supposed to go to the office today, but she was not gone by the time I got up. So I think she's under the weather, or it could be that she knows that the little one is staying home today, so she's gonna stay home today because he's probably got strep throat again. He definitely was not feeling good yesterday. A bit of a fever, sore throat. Could be allergies because he's got allergies, and he was outside playing when I was doing yard work. So it could be that. Don't know. I know. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it is not strep throat again because he is teetering on so many that he will most likely have to have his tonsils taken out if that is what it is. Oh, this is a newer artist. Oh no, this is, yeah, this is out in front. I had already found them on my FYP on TikTok, and then John sent me a recommendation. I was like, "Oh yeah, I already got them." But yeah, they're pretty good too. Careful of my vibes, Ryan. Not always in it. Oh no, that's why we call her feral Kimberly. You just gotta, you know, just brace yourself. So this is out in front. If you haven't checked them out, you should go check them out. Wait till you hear the hook on this. It's very catchy. You're gonna love it. Here we go. I was told I could have ice cream. Yeah. So my oldest, who just turned 21 a couple days ago, had theirs taken out at a young age, like 9, I think, and was eating mac and cheese that night. Had it first thing in the morning, was eating regular food like mac and cheese by the end of the day. The younger you are, the quicker you will heal. I worked with a tech. I ran rescue with her, and she was in her early 20s and had to have hers out, and she had so many complications. Like, the recovery was, like, 2 weeks, and then it got infected and, yeah, swelled up, and they ended up having to, like, had an abscess. Yeah, it was not fun for her. It felt awful. Yeah, it is a great hook. I think one of the few great things about social media is the access to music that we have that we normally would not get. So I worked in radio back in the 90s, early 90s into the mid to late 90s. And the way before the dawn of the digital music industry, the way things would work is you had to get on with a label. They would produce a demo, like you would bring, a demo, a tape usually to a record company if you could get in. If they liked it, they could record a single, they could record um, a tape, like a single tape, and they would send it out to all the radio stations, like trying to get them to listen to it. And one of the things that I would do is I would take all these single CDs and I would just listen to them. And 90% were not good for what we would want to play. Good morning, Sherry. Welcome in. And then I would pick out a handful that I thought, this would probably play well on this particular rock station, because I was at a rock station. And then I would take them to the program coordinator and be like, here are my recommendations. These are the ones I think you should consider putting in the rotation. And then if they liked them, then they would add it to the rotation. And then that would get that band some play. There was no internet. It was hard to get music that wasn't broadcast on radio or MTV at that time. And good luck. So yeah, it was a different time. Now you get a band like Out in Front, they can just publish their own. They can just go right to TikTok and make their own music and show the world. And I think it's great. Gives us access to things we would not have normally had access to. And I've discovered like Senses, Sleep Theory, Out in Front, Glimmers. Yeah, some really good bands that otherwise probably not would have come across. Oh yeah, peritonsillar abscesses. I actually I like helping on those. I like being in the room when the ENT drains those. Oh, it's I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. And there's a couple usually they just aspirate it. I mean, sometimes they can like do an IND, but usually they just take a big old needle and they numb it up and then they drain it. Suction, lots of suction. Yeah, kids do better if they get it taken out. All right, so we're getting ready to jump off here. Announcements. Want to share, celebrate, need positive vibes. Just drop in the comments, and the crew will send out positive vibes and wish you luck in whatever that you are doing. And I've done 3 IND in the ED. Oh, I love doing those, man. Those are great. We all have our thing, right? INDs of peritonsillar abscesses. I just kind of dig that. It's pretty cool. Kimberly, thank you for stopping by. Glad we got to use your walk up song today. And if you want it changed, I'll change it. You let me pick. That's the one I picked. It just seemed apropos. Ames, have a great day. Thank you for stopping in. So nothing coming up. No birthdays. You don't have to share it. It's fine. All right, good. Anna, got to get me a walk up song. Holly, I need a walk up song for Holly. I might just put Who Let the Dogs Out until she says otherwise. She always sends the daily corgi. And if you're working today, have a safe shift. If you're on an ambulance, scene safe, BSI. Just be safe. Take care of each other. Anna's working. I am too. My long week. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, running rescue. Ames, thanks for the hat and mustache. Appreciate that. Love me some Goo Goo Dolls. Decap BTLS. Kimberly, thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. Still making good music. He's definitely had some work done. All right. It is that time. Thank you all for joining me this Monday morning. We'll be back tomorrow, regular time, 6:30. Kimberly, bye. As always, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, prioritize your mental health. I'm Gary, the ER nurse, and we will see you tomorrow. Y'all have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.